Good evening and welcome to this optional class. And we all know that optionals in UPSC and even in any civil service exam, whether that is a civil service exam conducted by UPSC, means the CSE, or it is an exam conducted by the state services. Optionals play a very good and great role in your success, and in your success the ratio of the marks of any subject or any optional that you have is very important. And the most important thing is how you can identify yourself with your marks, how you can identify your preparation, how you can identify and you can recognize the optional subject and its role actually. That is a big issue. What is the role of any optional in the success of any candidate? Can be easily understood with the role played by the optional. For example, every optional in UPSC is of 500 marks. 500 marks. And you know very well ए या भाई आपका नाम ए याग है आई एम नॉट गेटिंग ए या योर नेम इज इट योर नेम थैंक यू फॉर योर कॉम्प्लीमेंट थैंक यू बट इट्स वेरी सरप्राइजिंग नेम कोई बात नहीं चलिए सो आई एम जस्ट डिस्कसिंग हियर कि द ऑप्शनल every optional has 500 marks and there are two papers of 250 marks है ना when any candidate suppose when any candidate scores just suppose 55% only though I have given the result of the candidates who have got more than 63-64% in UPSC itself. But just suppose if you are fetching only 55% marks, so what happens? 55% of 500. Okay? 275. 60% of this 300, and if it is 65% then 325. For UPSC this is achievable. 65% is achievable with a slight extra effort. 55% is achievable for any student who is the student of Manoj Jaiswal. Definitely 55% तो कोई भी student को आएगा. That is easily achievable. But if the student will work more and more with me, they can achieve 60 to 65%, and 65% is achievable. There is no any problem. How it can be achieved? It is very clear. with the detailed process of my classroom study, classroom teaching. Yeah, actually, thank you for joining today. And I have started for every student who is ITN, triple ITN, NITN, anyone who is here, I have started the classes, and my mains classes, main exam classes, आपका main exam का class, that will be separately in both medium English and Hindi. And when it will be English medium class, it will be English medium class only. So what I am telling here, this is very easily achievable. When the class will be in Hindi medium, that will be Hindi only. So it is very easily achievable, 55%, 60 and 65%, and a little bit extra effort, but that extra effort has to be just extra effort only, not extra burden. You don't need to take any burden. All the burden is mine. That is completely mine. What you need to do, you need to write the answer properly, regularly, and you need to follow the directions and the guidance what I'll be providing you time to time. And one more thing here I would like to make very clear, that the classes will be so exhaustive and so elaborative that you will never find any difficulty to answer the questions that will be asked by the UPSC. Okay? So today we are going to discuss an introduction about this subject and what should be the strategy, what is the syllabus, and what are the undercurrents in the syllabus. All these things I have discussed in a class which is there on YouTube itself. You can watch that. Why to opt public administration. I have told in that class each and everything regarding the syllabus. But here, as we are going to start this introduction of the subject, so we need again a very little discussion or a small discussion of the syllabus. So the syllabus is in two parts, paper 1 and the paper 2, as you all know. In paper 1, there is theoretical aspects or the theories. In paper 2, there is Indian administration. Okay. Here, what happens? Anurag Maji. Anyone, Anurag. Anyone. If you are a beginner, then it is very good. Why? Just because of the reason that how beautifully I can write on this plain whiteboard, and how I will not be, or when I will not be able to write a single word, when I will not be right, when it is already full. तो लिखा हुआ पर तो कुछ नहीं लिख सकते ना. So if an individual is a beginner, it means that he is having a complete bare mind, no prejudice, no any presumption, So what happens? He or she learns very fastly. Okay, Anurag? So if you are a beginner or anyone is a beginner, he will get more marks than anyone if the beginner is just following the class only, nothing else. And how impressive and effective class will be, you will get to know just today itself. And you might be knowing, you all might be knowing the level of my classes. I'm not new for you. I'm serving you since October. Okay? और बहुत सालों से कर रहा हूं मैं तो आपकी सेवा. 16-17 years it has been. Okay, चलिए. So there are two papers. Paper 1 theories and paper 2 Indian administration. But what happens? Actually, this theory section is not the complete paper 1. Okay, there are 4-5 units which are having the thought and the theories. Okay, introduction part, pehla unit, the first unit, second unit, administrative thought, third unit, administrative behavior. Thereafter, seventh unit, comparative public administration, and thereafter, eighth unit, development administration. Okay, it means that where the theories are, so the theories are in unit 1, introduction, जो इंट्रो है, फिर सेकेंड यूनिट थॉट, एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव थॉट, thereafter third unit administrative behavior, okay, and thereafter seventh unit comparative public administration, CPA, and eighth unit development administration, DA. Rest of the units are actually related with the organizations like structure of the organization, ministries ka structure, departments structure, process, media, etc., etc. Similarly, administrative law, we know administrative law, prashashanik vidhi, administrative law. Similarly, there are personnel administration, there is public policy, techniques of administrative improvement, they are techniques only, financial administration. So these are not the theories. And there, when we confine the theories, then we can say the theories are deeply rooted in these 3 topics or units only. And in paper 1, more than 60% questions come from these 3 topics. Generally, usually, sometimes not, usually. Okay. So in Indian administration, there is the amalgamation of 2-3 things. 2-3 things means actually there is the almost complete role of the constitution, okay, thereafter administrative system of the country, which is not given even in the constitution, that is also here. Thereafter plans, priorities, etc., etc., civil service, rural development, law and order, panchayati raj, a lot of things are there. Okay, so what is here in our syllabus? 2 very important aspects are for us, and those 2 aspects are basically this thought, and thereafter every unit has its own significance. अभिषेक जी, हिंदी मीडियम का क्लास 7 बजे होना निर्धारित है, at 7 p.m. today itself. So please you just join. If you are in Hindi medium, join the 7. You just join me at 7 p.m. just after 45 minutes, please. Because today onwards, or you can say this is the class for those students who are going to join me in my paid batches. So I have decided and I have made it clear that there will be separate batch in both the languages. Because what I feel that the language matters in your exam. ओके प्लीज 7 बजे आप आइए, हम लोग हिंदी में बात करेंगे और यही सारी बात हिंदी में करेंगे. ओके सो in the second paper, where there is Indian administration, the almost complete constitution is involved. Thereafter, administrative system of the country. System of the country, and in that paper there will be financial management, है ना, administrative reform since independence, means all those things which are very practical. Okay, so what theory is here is that there in practice also or not, we will see it. So this is the reason why I have given in that class itself, which is available on YouTube itself, that there is a link between the units of paper 1 and paper 2. Please go there and please have a look and idea about the syllabus. So if this is the syllabus, then if we talk about paper 1, so in paper 1, I am just saying you ki I have given the title of this class, heading of the class is an introduction to public administration. An introduction. So I am just giving you an introduction to this subject, and in this introduction I would like to discuss the ideas on the basis of which administrative thought is based. Most of the students feel it very difficult and they think that it is very difficult to learn the theoretical aspects of public administration, but the reason is very simple why they face such challenge, why they feel so much difficulty, and the reason behind the difficulty and the challenge is their approach of study. Why? Actually, when you study theory, when you study any theory, so any theory shall always be based on a particular ideology. Actually, what happens? First of all, an individual make an idea. Thereafter, he percolates or she percolates that idea. And the people start to follow that idea. And when the people follow any particular individual idea, that idea becomes ideology. And when there is ideology, it means that when there is an ideology, it means that the first of all, we need to learn that ideology. Then only we can do anything else. So, ideology is the basis of the principle. It becomes, thereafter, it becomes principle. And when it becomes principle, and the principle is as established and universally accepted, then it becomes theory. So, what is the basic idea about any theory? What is the basic idea about any theory? That is the important thing. Is that clear? What is the basic idea? वही समझना है. That you need to understand. So when you see the theoretical aspects of public administration, you can find that in public administration there are several ideologies on the basis of which other, or you can say, the theories are developed. You can also say that there are some school of thought, and on the basis of that particular school of thought, scholars have given their theories and principles, or you can say the principles and theories. And what school of thoughts are available, are found in public administration? Just see. So, what in introduction of the public administration, what we are going to discuss now? We are going to discuss now school of thought or ideology. You can name that. Okay? You can say the school of thought, or you can say the ideology. So I would prefer school of thought. School of thought. विचारधाराओं का स्कूल है. And the first school of thought is classical. The second one is human relationist or human relation. Third is behavioral. Fourth is post-behavioral. And the fifth one is neo-rightist political philosophy, या new rightist political philosophy. These are the major. When I'll take the class, I'll discuss each and every in very detail. First thing. Second thing, there will be some other school of thought also as a linking, or you can say as a bridge between two ideologies. Okay, for example, between classical and behavioral, not only human relationist, but also there will be one more idea that is known as a specific idea or ideology credited to Mary Parker Follett. Follett's idea. स्कॉलर का नाम है. अभी आपको पेन लेने का जरूरत नहीं. Don't take pain. Okay. So now see the school of thought. Classical school of. Acha. Now the time is to know why administrative thought, why public administration, what was and is the need for the emergence of public administration as a subject. So actually, with the Industrial Revolution and before the Industrial Revolution, there was a need for the industries and even for administrative system of any government to have maximum level of efficiency and economy. Okay, so the purpose was having maximum level of two E's, that is efficiency and economy. Efficiency and economy. And every time and in every stage of the development of administrative thought or the school of thought, it was, or these both were always the basic thrust, or you can say the driving force. After some years of the thought, you can say with the behavioralism or with the behavioral school of thought, there was the basic thrust of effectiveness also. 3 E's हो जाएगा. तो plus effectiveness became the thrust of the scholars since 70s. 1970 के आसपास से ये बना, उसके पहले नहीं. Okay, so just see what classical said. Classical said that machinize the system, mechanize the system means what? Everything should be based on the machines, and even the people or the workers who work in any industry, they are also like the machines. Okay, so if you will focus upon the mechanization, then what will happen? The efficiency and economy will improve. And if the efficiency and economy will improve, obviously there will be the maximization or improvement in the production. Okay, so क्या हुआ कि efficiency and economy को बढ़ाना है. So for that reason, everything must be very mechanistic. It means that there should be very clearly written, defined, predefined and predetermined rules, principles to be followed by the workers and the managers, as well as they should be treated just like the instrument of the production. They should not be treated more than that. It means human beings were also treated as the machine. The machine, not more than that. And everything was very much defined, very well defined. Scientific instrument, scientific management theory was also credited, that is also considered as a kind of classical theory. So each and everything was scientific, given by him. Everything was scientific, and that scientificness was not found very successful in due course of time. And what happened after the several improvement in the structure of the organization, machinery of the organization, everything, and incentives given to the people, but those incentives were only in monetary terms, only in terms of the money. It means that they said that if the individual human being will be given monetary incentives, he will work and he will maximize, provided the things are mechanistic, that did not giving much result, more result in future. So what happened? अब जरा देखिए, if one thesis is not workable, then there will be antithesis. So what happened? The idea, the classical idea, which was considering the individual human being only as the machine and instrument of the production, when that was not workable, so the antithesis was given by the human relationist and the scholars related with the human relation theory or idea. They advocated that it is only the social and psychological aspect of the individual workers that can maximize the efficiency and economy, and obviously thereby the production. If the social and psychological aspects of the individuals will not be considered, then there will be no any improvement in the efficiency and economy and obviously in production. तो क्या हुआ एक्चुअली? हुआ ये कि क्लासिकल ने जो मशीनिस्टिक आइडियोलॉजी दी, उस मशीनिस्टिक आइडियोलॉजी के अगेंस्ट कौन सी आइडियोलॉजी आ गई? ह्यूमन रिलेशन थ्योरी. एंड आफ्टर द ह्यूमन रिलेशन थ्योरी, अब ह्यूमन रिलेशन थ्योरी ने कह दिया कि ओनली द कंसिडरेशन ऑफ द सोशल एंड साइकोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट. So that only went wrong. If you will not have proper rules, regulation, structure, instrument, scientific instrument, then it is almost impossible to, whatever you do, if you are dealing with the human being, with the very human ground, then also it is not going to work actually. So human relation theory was also found not very much successful. Therefore, another school of thought, that school of thought is behavioral school of thought. अब इन्होंने क्या किया? This was classical was thesis, human relation antithesis. So behavioral came and they have given synthesis. They made a synthesis of these two. तो कहा इन्होंने कि what classical say that is important, what human relationists say that is also important. Both are important to improve the efficiency and economy and thereby the production of the organization or any industry or unit or administration. तो ये तीसरा स्कूल ऑफ थॉट, द थर्ड स्कूल ऑफ थॉट. सो व्हाट द बिहेवियरल सेड, बहुत बड़ी है, इसका बहुत बड़ा दायरा है. आई विल डिस्कस ईच एंड एवरी थ्योरी आइडियोलॉजी इन अ वेरी डिटेल मैनर. आई एम जस्ट गिविंग यू एन इंट्रोडक्शन कि हाउ एनी आइडियोलॉजी becomes popular and some after some time and an antithesis comes, thereafter synthesis. और when there was a synthesis, तो इसने क्या कर दिया? Behavioral said that these were not very scientific, neither the classical nor the human relationist. They were not having scientific approach. That is why they were and are not successful. So what is needed? A scientific temperament, and the scientific with the scientific temperament only the efficiency and economy can be improved. But always remember, we are dealing with a social science. So scientific temperament does not mean the science or like the natural sciences like physics, chemistry and bio. No. Okay. Only the scientific temperament refers here only the mitigation or nullifying the value aspect and the work on the basis of the factual aspect. Decisions on the basis of the factual aspects. So this was also not very much workable. Thereafter, what happened? Post behavioral thought emerged, and if any one of the class student is knowing the new public administration, then he can recognize that the new public administration ideas or whatever is given by the scholars under this new public administration is basically post behavioral thought. And the post behavioral theory advocates or ideology advocates that whatever it is does not matter. It must be socially relevant. And as we deal with the society, public administration deals with the society. So, the value neutrality or without value, there is no any need of a science. Values must be considered. Okay? So, whatever has been advocated by NPA is basically post-behavioral thought. Thereafter, what post-behavioral said? They actually advocated a kind of positive government. It means that the role of the government in the well-being and the welfare of the society at large was advocated by the scholars of new public administration. So, time changes, and the time changed. And when the time changed, so new rightist political philosophy emerged, and it said that everything is based upon the market. And why? So, agar aapne, if you have studied public administration anywhere or in any, even in any book, so you would have heard the topic or the concept of public choice theory, PCT, public choice theory. And the public choice theory says every individual is complete rational individual and can have, or you can say has, the rational behavior, rationality to choose best for him, and if he is able to choose best, then he can choose the best way to do the things. He can choose the best way to make decisions. He can choose anything. So for that purpose, if he is having the ability to choose, then provide him or her choices. And choices are possible only with the alternatives. Until then, or you can say before public choice theory, there was no any alternative except the government. The government was only the provider of the goods and services to the society. So, public choice theory said, you don't need to provide these things. You just give them choices. And you know, this led the emergence of liberalization, open market. This led the emergence of new public management also. Okay, and after new public management, in the present era, what we say, new public management is dead. Long live e-governance. So what was advocated as the alternative, okay, new public management, new public administration in 70s and in 90s, new public management, and after 2002, 2003, now it is to be said that e-governance, long live e-governance. So in public administration, there are basically these 5 broader ideas. I'll give you a chart on all these things, or on all these ideologies, what classicals say about the organization, what they say about the human being, what they do about the motivation, what the each and everything I will discuss in toto and in detail, what they have said, what they have given, each and everything, okay, in the class when we will start. Though I'll give one more class connected with this only introduction, and after 1 or 2 days to have, or you can say to make you satisfied that you cannot get the class of this class anywhere else. So you will be also in the position to choose. And I'm what I'm doing, I'm just providing you an alternative. Okay, so in this introductory class, what we have learned is nothing but just an introduction. Okay, so hope you have enjoyed the class. Okay, if you have any question related with all these discussions, you can ask me either in the WhatsApp group or even in this YouTube video itself. I'll answer whenever I'll see. ओके, थैंक यू. आप इसको एंजॉय करें. हिंदी माध्यम के लिए, फॉर हिंदी मीडियम, आई एम गोइंग टू कम एट 7 itself. So till then, enjoy please. संडे एंजॉय कीजिए. थैंक यू.